Dear children, I welcome you all to online class. Now you are going to listen to moral story. Before listening to moral story, we will close our eyes for prayer. Lord's prayer. Repeat after me. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Lesson 5. The ancient skyscraper. Skyscraper means tall tower. Tall tower. After the great flood, God promised Noah that he would not destroy the world with flood again. Noah's sons were blessed with children. All the animals saved in the ark too had young ones. For hundreds of years, people grew in numbers. For some time, Noah and his children stayed where the great ark rested after the flood decreased. Ultimately, the people planned to build a great city with huge buildings. As their families increased, some of them began to forget their Creator. This led to division. These unbelievers moved to the plains of Sinar by the river Euphrates. Everyone till then spoke a single language. There they decided to build a tower so high that it would touch the clouds. For this reason, the people were proud of themselves. They worked out their own production independent of the Lord. They forgot about the promise of God. People built tower. They decided to go ahead with their huge project. They thought that this would unite them and save them from another flood. The project started and they made millions of strong buried bricks. Thousands of people started to work on the project. They wanted to build this massive tower which would be big enough to hold all of them and high enough to save them from the rising waters of the next flood. One could see people leading the donkeys carrying the mud to be made into bricks. Others piled the dried bricks to be burned. New tools were produced. Platforms were constructed and many plans were drawn up. Everyone was busy in doing something or the other. God was sad. God saw all that was being done. He saw the mighty layout of the city and the huge tower. It made him very sad to see how these men were trying to deceive themselves by their false pride. God knew that He had gifted these people with a common language and therefore they understood each other well. In future, they could also plan other wasteful things. If they had started this work, they could do greater things afterwards. As the huge tower took shape, the builders took shelter in it. They made for themselves comfortable houses and placed their gods in them. They did this against the will of God, so He had to step in and change their plans for their own good. How can anyone work against God? It was God's will that people should spread out to all parts of the world and not to dwell just in one huge place. Seeing this, God came down to the earth and changed their language. The confusion of language. Now there was a great confusion. They started speaking different words. If a worker asked for a brick, he was handed a hammer. If someone asked for water, he was given a nail. The people started to get angry with each other and stopped the work. They were unable to understand each other. Thus, many different languages were born. So, those people who spoke the same language stayed in the same group. They left the place and selected elsewhere to live. Later, they named the city Babel, which means a city of confusion. Babel means city of confusion. The people wanted to have their own way. They forgot about the Creator. Their plan had been defeated. They were ashamed. In this way, God stopped these people from leading a more sinful life. He did this because He loved them and wished to save as many as possible. There are tower builders in our time also. If we think we can be greater than God in any way, we are mistaken. God cannot be fooled. The people of that period wanted to carry on with their sinful life and be on the safer side. The tower represents their distrust towards God. It also showed how man rejected God's power. The Tower of Babel will always be a symbol of the vanity of man. It was a symbol of the vanity of man. Memory verse. I will sing about your loving kindness and your justice. Lord, I will sing your praises. Psalms 101:1. I will sing about your loving kindness and your justice, Lord. I will sing your praises. Psalms 101:1. I will sing about your loving kindness and your justice. Lord, I will sing your praises. Psalms 101:1. I will sing about your loving kindness and your justice. Lord, I will sing your praises. Psalms 101:1. Phillips. Number 1. God dash Noah that he would not destroy the world with dash. God dash Noah that he would not destroy the world with dash. And the answer is promise. God promised. 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 Promised Noah that he would not destroy the world with flood. 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 Number 2. At that time the people spoke one dash. At that time, the people spoke one language. 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 One language. Number 3. The people wanted to work out their own dash from the wrath of God. The people wanted to do work out their own dash from the wrath of God. Production. Protection. Protection. Production. Number 4. The people started building a high dash to save themselves. The people started building a high dash to save themselves. Tower, 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 Tower. Number 5. God dash the language of the people. God dash the language of the people. Confused. Confused. God confused the language of the people. Confused. 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 Thank you, students.